Hi, well in this film I thought I'd show you how I sharpen some of my leather tools. I do pick up quite a few second-hand leather tools, actually sometimes better quality than the new ones, and sometimes a bit more sturdily made. So I usually just make sure they're ground up okay, and then I put a nice new edge on them. So give you a rough idea what I do here. So here's a standard, is a J. Dixon number 23 oval hole punch, and it had a rather bird over end, so someone using a metal hammer rather than a nylon hammer. I have to say, I did start off using metal hammers. I now have a nylon one, and it does protect your tools nicely, so nylon hammers are worth considering. Anyway, ground that off so it's nice and safe. All I want to do now is just renew that edge. It's okay, but it's not quite cutting quite as well as I'd like. Now, highly effective and the cheapest way of getting, frankly, edges on a lot of tools, could be knives, leather tools, really quite a few, is just get a bit of wood and to wrap some wet and dry emery type paper over it, and you can do it for different grades and you can do it for different shapes. So I use this actually on spoon carving knives as well, so if you're a woodworker, it's a good cheap way of having a nice different shaped sharpening surface. And you can go through the grits, so you can start at something like a 240 grit, go through to a 600 and then finish off on a 1200 say, or you can go down more. But with these it's really good, you just tape it to the wooden block and you can just rub your tool round and you very quickly get quite a nice new keen edge. If it's obviously very bad and chipped, you do need to grind it or file it and do something a bit more aggressive, but if it's just a matter of renewing that edge a bit, then a little bit of emery paper is very good. Because I tend to have quite a few different tools I want to put edges on, I have actually got a set of these diamond hones, and they come in sort of different sizes. So these are the small ones, and they're medium grade, fine grade and super fine. And I find these are actually brilliant for getting a nice edge, because you can just rub along the tool all around, and they really do bring it up well. You can just go around like that and you just get a nice new keen edge. One thing I would say with the diamond hones is it is worth going for the better quality ones. I have got some cheaper ones that I use for rough work, but the diamonds aren't as flat, and that sounds a bit odd. They aren't so even in surface on the cheaper ones. Whereas if you go for some of the more expensive ones, they're, I think, what they call monocrystalline diamonds, but they're basically, the diamond surface itself is a lot more even. So you get a far better sort of sharpened edge, a far more regular one for the grade that you're using. If this was a very cheap one, in the superfine, you'd still get some sort of rougher material coming through, whereas like this, they're all nicely levelled off, and they certainly do work better. So just a little tip there. It's always hard spending the money, but if you get the small ones, they're not too expensive. But as I say, not essential. You can quite happily use the emery paper, and that will sharpen a lot of small tools for leather work, woodwork, etc. And it's lovely and cheap, portable, and well, quite easy. One final stage I'll just show you. So the final thing I like to do, I guess, get a scrap of old leather in the old bit, and I just use a bit of sharpening compound. So this is white compound, which is one of the finer ones. You can get various grades. You can get green compound, you may have seen me use in one of the blacksmithing films, which is a slightly rougher grade. But if you just use a bit of this, rub it on the leather surface, you can then strop your tool, and you know it's taking a little bit off, because it actually marks the leather as you do it. You get a little bit of ferrous metal left behind, but it does get you a very nice sharp edge on this very quickly. So this is really the final step. It's like polishing your edge. If you were to put this under a microscope and look at it, you would find you're getting it smoother and sharper. So the diamond hones will take you, well, perfectly well, to be frank. It would be perfectly serviceable with those, but if you do this, you're getting into perfect territory of a lovely sharp tool. So a probably a little bit more work. This one actually was in fairly good shape. It had just been left in someone's box for a while. So I think it's probably okay. I'll give it a quick test, just see what it's doing. Well, I've just got a bit of spare veg tan here, so I'll just try this one out and give it a hit. It certainly goes through happily. And yeah, nice hole. Well, it's fine if you just flatten off these holes, it makes them look a bit neater. There you have it. So simple bit of sharpening, but it does make the tool give a nice clean cut. So, hope you found that one helpful, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.